Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. All right, so out here with Mr. Torrey working on a 2020 Forest River Ranch, big old fifth wheel right here. And it has got a basement air in the very back of this. So let me take you around here and show you kind of what's going on. We believe we got a bad compressor, number one, but I want you to see kind of what's going on. Let me turn this around. Okay, so we got this River Ranch opened up now, and you can see this is actually the outdoor panel for this, but you can see how this basement air is sitting in the back of this. And of course the ductwork's all taped across the top here, and it's sitting down here on this platform, which is kind of interesting to me because that is where the water condensation drips down into that little cup right there, and then obviously runs out the bottom. So that's kind of neat. I hadn't seen that done before. But Mr. Torrey's back in here. You can see how all the ductwork is done in this thing. So a lot of taping on the side. So we're gonna pull this thing out of here and get it out, and then take it back to the shop and see what we got. But this is kind of an interesting deal. It's the first one I've seen. I had heard that they were attempting to put some of these basement airs in the fifth wheels, but I hadn't seen one yet. So there it is. So we're gonna get this out and do get it back to the shop and do some test work on it, see what's going on. So you can tag along with us. Well, I've got the cover off this basement air now. Doing a quick look at it here at the shop. Now I did take the wires off the top of the compressor, and as you can see, we ohm across those. So across those two we had 53, here we had 48, there we had 1.0. Now typically if you add that number and that number together, they should never be taller or higher than that number right there. So that being the case, and since we know that when we were trying to run it, it was pulling 45 amps, we've got a bad compressor. So we're gonna have to see what we got to do to. I don't know that we'll put a compressor in this one because this one's still under warranty with Coleman. So I'm gonna fill out all the paperwork, get that turned back into them, and then when we take this back out there, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fix this. All that duct work you saw yesterday, because it was pretty pitiful the way it was done. So we're gonna change that up, try to get some better airflow on that. But more to come. Well, good morning. Tori and I are back here on this big River Ranch fifth wheel with the basement air install. And so part of what we've got to do today is we've got these foam boards that came out of the inside of that bay, and we've actually got to take, per Forest River, and we've got to wrap them in this foam material, and then we've got to put all that stuff back together and put it all back in there. So every one of those foam boards you see right there has got to be wrapped. So we've got to wrap all that stuff and get it all put back in there. So we're going to do that now, and you get to tag along with us. So here we go. Okay, so we got the first piece of foam sealed up, ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and pull all the rest of that stuff out of there. And now that we see what we're kind of doing here, we'll go and wrap them all and kind of install them one at a time. That way we know they all go back in the right position each time. So we're gonna get that done now. All right, so we've got the unit sitting in there, and we've got all this now taped across here, back here. It's kind of hard to see because I wrapped that in black, but obviously I've got that back in there and got it wrapped all the way down for that. We're gonna get it on the other side. So next thing we're gonna do, I've got this piece right here that sits in right here. We've got the ductwork all taped up and sealed. So we'll go ahead and put this piece in, and then there's some other pieces on the other side, and we still got to build all this stuff. So we're going to do that now. Now you can see we've got all the tape up and around there. We've wrapped everything. Everything's sealed now along here. That's just how they had it done. So Tori's putting the panel on the back right there, and then we'll have to do some sealant work there. But now that we've got all this done, we're going to have to, there's some foam pieces right there that stack up in here, and we'll wrap those and get those installed next. Okay, so we've got the foamed insulation wrapped here. Got the tape on there, so we're gonna go ahead and put that cover on there now, and that'll seal all that up. So Tori and I got this river ranch all finished up. Now they did have this down in the bottom, and there's one on the actual air unit too. So according to Forest River, we got to take that out. So we did take that out. Tori's over here now just doing a little bit of sealant work. As you can see, we've got everything taped up and done. So let's go inside this thing and check this temperature we got coming out of the vents. Now we did check all of the floor vents in underneath the bay just to make sure we didn't have no air bleeding through. So everything's good on that. Well, let's go inside this. I've never been in one of these river ranches. Kind of a brand new deal for me. So let's go here and check this out real quick. Kind of interesting, the staircase right there going up into it, because they build these up above floor level, so that's why they have all that basement space under there. So that's kind of neat. I've not seen that before. So thermostat right there showing about 72 degrees is what the main says right there. So let me turn this camera around, we'll look at this together. Okay, so showing about 72 degrees right there on the controller. I've actually got the set point set at about 59 or so. You see me just set that. Well, let's go in here, because this is the furthest vent that I have found over here. So the thermostat's showing about 72. Furthest vent, we've got 51 degrees coming out of that vent. So we've got some good temperatures coming into this thing. And you can kind of see, let me show you this, because you'll be able to hear it in the video. So you can feel how much air is coming out of that vent. So definitely like a residential air conditioner. That thing's got a lot of air flowing through there. And so you got 3 vents across here, and you've got another center vent right here, and we definitely have good airflow through that vent. All right, well, that finishes us up here on this river ranch. You got to see kind of what we were dealing with on that. Now we took this out in the previous video, so you got to see us kind of diagging it, looking at it. Did have a bad compressor, number one. So we've got all that resolved with the new unit that they warranted out to us. You kind of seen what was going on with the duct work, kind of a little different way of doing it. I don't know how crazy I am about that. I definitely think Winnebago's got it figured out when it comes to super simple duct work going up for the return and the discharge. But either way, we got them fixed up. We got good temperatures going on in here. So that finishes up on this. So we're going to head back to the shop.